Don't go and build mansion in the village. There are some mansions that people over the last 5 years nobody has lived in there. So why are you building mansion there when you can bring that mansion to the city and then be living inside? Even if you are not living inside, turn that mansion to a shoplet apartment. Let it be giving you money. Let me ask you a question. Making money constantly and having a mansion in the village, which one would you prefer? Say there are some states in this country that it will take them 14 years, 30 years, which is 3 decades before they see light. before they see development.
That's true.
I don't think you should want to be living there. There's even one popular artist or one popular celebrity who is currently building a mansion in his village, and he's not living in the village, and he complains every day about cost of material, cost of services. He's not living there. Why are you building that? Take that money, go to the city where you are living currently and make investment, build hotels, build plazas, build commercial property, build rental property that will be giving you money. Do you know that when you build house in the village, what you have been able to do is that you are giving the people in the village that mentality of coming to beg you to stay in your property for free.
What are the biggest financial mistakes people make in this situation?
It is not a wise decision to take your entire money, entire savings, and go and build house in the village. It is not a wise thing to do. So that's like the major mistake people make in this situation. So what you should do first is...
Hello everyone, welcome to this series on everything real estate. I'm your host Chizoba Dima. Today's topic will be discussing something very emotional, something very cultural, and something financial. And the topic is, should you build a mansion in your village when you live in the city? I will be talking this honestly because some people spend their life savings, their entire life savings, building a house in the village while they are struggling in the city where they actually live and work. Today we'll be breaking this down honestly, and with me today is my amazing guest, Mr. Sanusi Dima. Welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Let's start from the beginning, sir. Why do you think many Nigerians prioritize building houses in the village even when they live permanently in the city like Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt?
Okay. First, it is because a lot of people are under pressure, right? A lot of Nigerians are under pressure. They make decisions based on emotion, right? So, because they have one uncle, one auntie, one nephew, one thing, one other, a friend who has built house in the village. So, a lot of people, and also should I use the word self-pride, to take pride in themselves, like I have a mansion in my village, things like that. All right, so a lot of people make that mistake of doing that.
Okay, so basically it's trying to meet up with a particular status quo.
Yes, trying to meet up with the societal status quo where they believe, it's cultural, it's a belief that they've had for a long time, that as long as you are from a place, you must build a mansion in that place. So it's cultural.
So it's pressure.
Yes.
Okay, so let's us balance this. Are there situations where building in the village actually makes financial or practical sense?
Yes, there are situations where it makes sense, but like I say, we have to balance it right. Before you build your house in the village, you must first build in the city because you live in the city. The only time you go to the village is like when you have maybe a very, very important occasion in that village. Maybe like a wedding of somebody you know, or your brother or your siblings, or like that, or Christmas. So there's no need of you spending so much money building a house in the village and then you are suffering in the city. Alright, so what you should do first is build a house in the city. Set up businesses that give you cash flow in the city. It is not wrong to build a house in the village, but you must learn to prioritize which one comes first. Alright, so don't spend all your entire savings or your entire earnings building a mansion in the village and you're suffering in the city. So is it good to build a house in the village? Yes, but you must make sure before you do that you have set up businesses in the city where you live You have also made investments in the city where you live, and as well as you have a house in the city where you live before you do that.
Okay, sir. What are the biggest financial mistake people make in this situation?
Like I say, the biggest financial mistake people make in this situation is carrying their entire savings. Someone, you just did a contract, or you just won a contract, or you just did a deal, a business deal that went through for you, and you are being paid millions, and you carry that entire millions and go and build house in the village. That's the biggest mistake people make in this situation. It is not a wise decision to take your entire money, entire savings, and go and build house in the village. It is not a wise thing to do. So that's like the major mistake people make in this situation. So what you should do first is, whenever money comes to your hand, start a business in the city, build a house, build shortless apartments, build rental apartment in the city. You can buy a land and keep in the village for now, but make sure you have shortlet apartments, rental apartment in the city that will be giving you money. Okay, because you are growing your kids here in the city, all your living is in the city, and the first thing you should do is not to go to the village to go and build a house. So it's a very big mistake that people make.
Okay, so basically, it's not like you're saying, oh, building a house in the village is entirely bad.
It is
but
not,
then it's not the first thing to do.
Yes, it is not entirely bad, but it is not the first thing. It is not the first thing. In fact, it should be among the last things you do. That should never be the first thing you do.
Okay, sir. In this, situation, we're Africans, very cultural. So, and we think of retirement. Especially when people are getting old, they say they want to go to the village. Suddenly they are getting old. They feel like, oh, the city is far from home, and they don't belong. And the reason most of the time why some people build houses in the village is most likely for retirement. For retirement. But in this case, you're talking about the financial aspect and how it affects your finances.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Let's also make this practical. Do you have real life examples of this situation?
A lot of people in this country are making that decision, making that mistake of building a house in their village first, and then they're living in rental. I know,
and they are struggling. That's the main thing.
I know people who they have been building that house in the village
for how many years now?
10 years. They have not roofed the house.
But if they took that money and they are building in the city, they would have been able to get the return of their investment.
Yes. I mean, and they are not even living in it. I know people who have spent over 70 million, 100 million building house in the village, and they are not living there. I'll give you an example. There's an ex-president of the nation that built like a mini estate in his village for his children. Everybody is grown up. Nobody lives there. That place is totally empty. Nobody. He builds mansion for each of his children. None of his child is living there. All his children are well-to-do. They are in their own mansion. So why spending so much money building a house in the village? Mansion, 8 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, when your children may not even want to live in the village. I know people. There's even one popular artist or one popular celebrity who is currently building a mansion in his village, and he's not living in the village, and he complains every day about the cost of material, cost of services. He's not living there. Why are you building that? Take that money, go to the city where you are living currently, and make investment, build hotels, build plazas, build commercial property, build rental property that will be giving you money. Do you know that when you build house in the village, what you have been able to do is that you are giving the people in the village that mentality of coming to beg you to stay in your property for free. I know people that have built mansions in the village, and then they are not living inside. It is the village people that are living inside. So you basically built that house for village people.
And yes, and some other cases whereby people build mansions, they are not even living there, and the house is just there stagnant, getting old.
Yes, now because nobody lives in the house, nobody's taking care of the house. So the house will start deteriorating. Over the time, there's no proper management, and the building on the land reduces in the value. as much as the land increases in value, but building itself don't increase in value.
And eventually the building will go out of
It
print.
will wear out, it will get old. That particular prototype, that particular design we get outdated in the market.
So imagine if those millions were invested rightly in the right buildings.
Exactly what we're saying. So if that money was invested in the city where you live, if you are living in the village, it's a different thing. I mean, because that's where you live, so you build for where you live. But you are living in city. Someone who is living in Abuja has not built a house in Abuja, is currently living in a rented apartment in Abuja, and then you are building a mansion in your village. You don't have any business that is running in Abuja. You are living in Abuja, your children are in Abuja. You don't have businesses that are giving you money in Abuja. You don't have houses, you are living in Abuja, then you are building mansion in the village. That is not a financial decision. That's not a wise financial decision, because you are basically building that house for cockroach, for wall geckos, for your village people to live in. Nobody's going to be living there. Because the only time you spend time in your house in the village is December, it's festive period. Alright? But like we say again, like I said earlier, it is not bad to build houses in the village, but you must make sure you prioritize the one that comes first. It is only bad if you have not set up businesses in the town, you've not built your house in the town, you've not made investments in the city where you live, and then you are building big mansions in the village. For me, I don't even encourage building mansions in the village. I encourage building a modest house that you can stay when you go to the village and then return back, because you are not staying in the village up to 1 year. In fact, do you even know that people in the village are looking for how to run to the city? So why are you building mansion in the village when you know that when you go to that village you are not going to be living there? The highest you stay is 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So why are you building that big mansion in the village? So yeah.
Okay, sir. Are there cases of exception? Like for example, Lagos is somebody's village. Are there exemptions whereby your village, building a house in your village, even if you're not living there, can still be a good financial decision?
Well, like we say, maybe we have to give definition to what we tag to as village.
Okay, sir.
Some environments are rural environments, some are urban environments.
Okay, sir.
Right? So if you live in an urban environment, okay, which is a modern environment, then make investments in that modern environment. If you live in rural environments, all right, then I will even encourage you to go and make investments in the urban environment, so that you want to be financially free.
So if your village is more of like an urban environment, your village is not rural or local, making investments in your village is not entirely bad.
It's not bad. I'll give you an example. Like you said, some people we can say their own village is Lagos. Some people, their state of origin is Abuja here.
Yeah.
Alright, like they are Baggy, Gwari and all of that. Their
Yeah.
state of origin is Abuja here. Okay, so they are so fortunate, I'm telling you. So they should make investments here where they are living, because this state is developing faster than every other state in Nigeria. So they should make investments here. This is their village, but their village is more developed compared to other people's village.
Okay. So sir, you made a statement, fast developing. So you're saying that if your village is one that has a fast developing, your village is more like a town, your village is more like a city, making an investment or building a house there is not entirely a bad decision.
No, it's not entirely a bad decision. And I'll also say this. Some places like in Asaba, currently there are investments going on there, alright, close to Asaba airports. Those places are no longer called, you can't call those places village. Alright, they are even currently doing constructing that Asaba airport road, so those places are not village. So that place is not bad to make investment there. Also some places in Oka, they are not village. Alright, so it's not bad to make investment there, even if you live in the states, Anambra. Some places in Lagos are definitely developed. Obviously, some people their village were Ikoyi or was Ikoyi.
Yeah.
Maybe before they bought that place and they relocated to other places. They came from Ikoyi in Lagos. So that place is not village. Make investments. But if you know your village have a slow rate of development, say there are some states in this country that it will take them 14 years, 30 years, which is 3 decades before they see light. before they see development.
That's true.
I don't think you should want to be living there.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I could, because I know there's a road since I was small. Anytime we travel past that road, till today that road is still bad. So, and it's a thick village. So why are we?
imagine building a mansion.
Thank you.
inside that
Imagine
thing.
building a mansion
No
in
lights,
that place.
no
No
infrastructure.
light, no proper infrastructure, no
road.
road access. You understand?
That's
No road access. So why would I build a mansion there when I know that developments will not come there easily? You know that anywhere there's no road access, development cannot get that place easily,
Yeah,
because
that's
people will
true.
not be able to move in and move out from that place easily.
Yeah.
That will reduce the rate of development.
That's
So let me move my investment to where there is easy access road, which will lead to faster developments in the city.
Okay,
Alright?
sir. So village in this context is rural, a very rural place.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for throwing more light on this
Yeah, you're
and
welcome.
telling us how we can make investment, how making investment in an urban area, it's more beneficial,
Mhm.
for finance, how that making investment in a rural area is more like a financial setback. You shouldn't put all your life savings making investment in your village if your village is a rural place.
Okay.
So
If your village is a rural place, there is no need making investment, making investment that we're saying. You can buy land and keep there.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
But don't go and build mansion in the village. There are some mansions that people over the last 5 years nobody has lived in there. So
That's
why are you
true.
building mansion there when you can bring that mansion to the city and then be living inside? Even if you are not living inside, turn that mansion to a shortlet apartment. Let it be giving you money. I will prefer that. Let me ask you a question: making money constantly and having a mansion in the village, which one would you prefer?
Making money constantly.
I mean, that's the thing. So instead of having a mansion in the village to impress village people, bring that mansion to the city and make money with it. So don't stop building mansions in the village.
And the beautiful thing too is that square meter over time in the city appreciates more than the same square meter in the village.
Faster.
Okay, sir. This, the topic around, people how they build making investments sometimes could, be really be a painful one, because people would invest their life savings, building mansions in the village where they are not even living, and then they are struggling in the city. They spend their entire lifetime, struggling only to be building mansion that they are not staying in. Thank you so much, sir, for shedding light to this particular topic.
Yes, I also have, like, there's someone I know, alright, someone I know. He's currently selling off some of his properties. He built them in the village and he has retired. He's currently in the village, and some properties he have in the village, he's selling them off right now, so you'll be able to eat. Can you imagine if he had built those property in Abuja here, alright, if he had built those property in the city, those property would have been giving him rental income. So now, as he is in the village, he will still be living fine because the properties will be giving him rent.
That's true.
You can imagine he
That's
built
true.
those properties and put his village people inside the properties for free. When he retired, no money coming in, he started selling the property. I have a friend of mine, his dad built properties everywhere in the village. Even when those properties were put out for rent, the money is not tangible enough.
The returns are not
The
so
cost of the funny thing, the cost of cement in the city is the same thing with the cost of cement in the village. Yeah. So you spend building a house in the village, and people will price that house, a 1 bedroom in the village, people will price it for 50,000, 100,000 naira. Meanwhile,
and will still not be able to pay.
They will not be able to pay. A lot of them will even beg you and start, gossiping about you that you are not giving them the house for free.
So mostly it becomes a liability.
It becomes a liability, and you could actually spend build that property in Abuja. 1 bedroom in the city of Abuja is nothing less than 2.5 million, 2 million, 2.5 million, and in some places, even in some fair areas, 500 to 1 million. You understand? So I mean, if you check all of these things, you know that don't build your house in the village. Building a house in the village is not the first thing to do.
Okay, sir. So let's ask this one final question, and very important question before the end of this series. When should someone build a house in the village? When should? Because I mean, like, your village is your village.
Yes,
if at the end of the day they say, everybody come and go, everybody go to your village, at least let it be that we have something that we're running back to. Okay. So when should we build a house?
A nice one. At least let it be that. If you say everybody go back to your village or have somewhere where you sleep when you get to the village, well, like I said, when should you build a house in your village? Let it be when you have a steady stream and steady flow of income. When you have made financial investments in the city, such that when you go back to the village and you are, let's say you even relocate entirely to the village, your investments in the city will be paying you. Do you know that I know people who are living in Nigeria and they have investments in Dubai, have investments in US, property investment that's paying them?
And basically Nigeria is their village.
Yes. You get it now. So they are living in Nigeria, they're in Nigeria here, and they are being paid in dollars, they are being paid in pounds because they have investments in the village. Recently, it was recorded that someone, a very, very prominent person in Nigeria, has one of the largest investments, property investments in UK. Yes, so he is living in Nigeria. His property investments, all the investments in property that he has, he's paying him in pounds, in euros.
Wow.
And he's living in Nigeria.
And he's paying him.
Yes, he's paying him. So because he knows that if he put that same amount that he puts in the property in UK, if he go and put it in his village, he will not even till tomorrow
get that return in pounds.
He will never have back his investments. So what we are saying is, you can build house in your village, but make sure you have made investments. You have also built house. There's no need of building house in the village when you are living in rental apartments in the city. You are giving a landlord money, and then you have a house in the village that you are not living in. You are not sleeping in.
That's just a liability.
That's the one I'm saying. The worst thing is that you are not even living inside, and the house is not generating money for you. So why? I mean, why? So you can build house in the village, but let it be after you have made investments in the city, after you have built properties.
So the key is stability.
Thank you, stability. Have stable income. Okay, be able to live, be doing well in the city before you go and build house in the village. Because some people take their entire retirement funds and go and build house in the village. Some people, once they make money, they take that entire money, go and make money, go and build house in the village, and then they are suffering in the city. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for shedding light, for giving us insights, because this particular topic is I believe some people are struggling making that decision on where to throw their next investment. So if you're watching this particular particular series, and you're wondering how should you make your investment, we believe that you would have picked one or two from this particular series. Thank you so much for watching with us up until this moment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Bye.